Now, I've barely played Sacred Stones. I have picked it up, but haven't gone beyond Chapter 2. However, my friend Storm loves the game, and after I mentioned I was taking a request focuses, he immediately gave me this one. These characters aren't chosen for any specific in-game reason. They're just some of his favorites that aren't in the game yet. So thank you, Storm, for giving me this list to create. Remember that you too can suggest focuses or characters from me in the comments of these videos. Our first unit is a boulder of a man by the name of Moulder. A close confidant of King Hayden of Frelia, Moulder was sent to aid Erica in her search for a frame. As a cleric, Moulder is a staff infantry unit. Moulder is the first healer you get in Sacred Stones. As is tradition with those early game healers such as Riss and Mist, Moulder was given Slow Plus as his weapon. His physics staff comes from the item he starts with as a spot pass character in Fire Emblem Awakening. His special too comes from his Awakening appearance, this being Miracle. While technically in Awakening Moulder was given HP plus 5, we decided to spice things up a little more here. C Dual Infantry has a similar HP boosting effect, while also carrying the added bonus of making Moulder more desirable. Finally, his B skill, Heal Touch, is also a skill from Awakening, but is not one that has appeared in Heroes yet. It increases the amount of health Moulder can restore when healing allies by 5. This is a useful skill for healers whose attack isn't necessarily the best, as it allows them to approach their more magically gifted allies. Next, we'll look into a possible design for Garcia, Warrior Reborn. A retired military leader, Garcia returned home when his wife died in order to raise his son Ross. However, when their village is destroyed by bandits, father and son together agree to join Erica in her search for Prince of Frame. Despite being portrayed with an axe in most of his artwork, for the sake of variety, I chose to make Garcia a red infantry archer. His weapon is the Poison Bow. It's a 9-might weapon that comes with a built-in Poison Strike 3. His skill, Rising Flame, mixed most of Garcia's extremely high attack stat, and also represents his affinity with fire. Brazen attack speed comes from Garcia's tendency to throw himself into battle in the way of others. He takes a lot of hits and is generally pretty sturdy. I can only imagine he's used to fighting while injured, leading to him being a great user of a brazen skill, of which I believe attack speed would be the most useful. Finally, Garcia was given Infantry Pulse. Since Garcia's main motivation in life is to help train his son Ross, another infantry unit, an infantry boosting skill felt it would fit him perfectly. Next, we have a mountain of a man with a soft spot in the middle, Dozla, Steady Axe. One of Princess Larachel's loyal guards, this axe-wielding berserker recognizes a kindred spirit in the girl, and the two became very close over their time together. Dozla's weapon is the Dragon Axe. It's simply a 14-might weapon with effectiveness against dragon units. With the dragon meta already going, Heroes needs more available anti-dragon weapons to counter that. The Dragon Axe is my initial idea for how to introduce that. Being someone of a great size and strength, it felt obvious to include Smite on his base kit. Dozla's new skill is Brash Assault 4. When he goes into combat, he rarely thinks of himself, or really anything at all besides the fight and those he has to protect, and just goes at it. Plus, he's a member of the Berserker class, so that makes just as much sense. His C skill is Distant Guard. Dozla, as mentioned before, is one of Larachel's personal guards. Since his friend and employer is a ranged unit who prefers attacking to defending, giving him this allows for the two to pair up and keep Larachel from taking as much damage when she attacks with Dozla by her side. The summoning focus finishes out with a red unit, Gerik, Lone Tiger. The leader of a group of mercenaries working out of Johanna, Gerik and his crew were hired by Innes to help fight Grado. However, even after he was relinquished from service to Innes, Gerik refused to let the prince sacrifice himself in order to save the mercenaries. Gerik comes with the Silver Blade Plus, an evolution of the Silver Sword. It's an inheritable 16-might weapon that boosts attack by 5 while similarly dropping speed. Blazing Thunder is used as a reference to his affinity. Gerik's A skill is new and part of a new proposed skill line, Def Res Bounty, Based on his Cypher skill called Costly Bounty, it provides +6 to his defense and resistance whenever he kills an enemy unit, while also taking 6 damage. Finally, Gerik has Defense Opening. I originally designed this before the Picnic banner came out, but I still think Defense Opening would be a good skill for him to have. Now, with every summoning focus has to come one extra unit or event. This time, it's the Grand Hero Battle featuring a Vengeful Wyvern Rider from Grado. Based on Erica Chapter 13, aka Hamel Canyon, this map features villages, defensive tiles, and mountains. More importantly, it holds our newest Grand Hero, Cormag, Aloof Lanceman. Cormag is the younger brother of Glenn, one of Grado's 6 generals. After Glenn was killed by Volter, Cormag went out for revenge, falsely believing his death to be at the hands of Ephraim and Erica. We don't usually talk about stats in this series, but for once it's notable. In Sacred Stones, Cormag's growths were the exact same as those of Raven from the Blazing Blade. To reflect that similarity, Cormag's stats are at level 40, are at the exact same as Raven's in Heroes. Just a fun little nod to that fact. While in the original game Cormag came wielding a killer lance, he was instead given its more powerful version, the Slaying Lance. Since Cormag came into battle looking for revenge, it continues looking for it even after he's recruited. Retribution is the most obvious choice for a special skill. His B skill is Lancebreaker. His ultimate goal is to get revenge for Glenn's death at the hands of Volter, and as such, Cormag would train to be able to fight other lance wielders to a standstill. Finally, Cormag comes with Speed Smoke. His speed here is already well above average, and was also quite noticeable in Sacred Stones. While Speed Smoke won't raise his speed more, it will lower the speed of his opponents to make doubling easier. And that's it! Thanks again to Storm for choosing these characters for me. Be sure to tell me what you think and who you want to see, and I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.